Welcome to Georgia Classrooms Live. We gathered 5 exceptional Georgia teachers who are working with the English Language Arts Georgia Standards of Excellence and featured them in 4 segmented videos designed as a professional learning resource for building capacity for student writing. The classrooms are authentic Georgia classrooms with Georgia educators and featuring Georgia students in these productions.
Featured in this video is Ashley Morris, literacy coach at Lindley Middle School. Watch as she brings reading, speaking, and writing together in the intersection of literacies. The objective is for teachers to see how the standards are embedded in the lessons and to seamlessly apply them to their own lessons. We encourage all teachers to watch these videos with peer teachers and coaches for the purpose of seeing the standards as master teachers apply lessons in the classroom. As you watch, look for the practical ideas, the effective instructional practices, and the blended performance-based curriculum.
Pause at an appropriate place and discuss the segments in professional collaborative groups of peer-teacher colleagues, and then set expectations to embed ideas into personalized lessons that you create. We encourage you to apply the lessons and techniques in your own classrooms and come back to your PLCs to discuss outcomes, highs and lows, and adjust the instruction to meet your own classroom purpose.
Remember, it is important that you deliberately design your lessons for your students using your own resources and creativity.
Teaching the Georgia Standards of Excellence is like a finely tuned Swiss watch. Teaching Georgia Standards of Excellence takes teamwork and planning.
As you watch the videos with the goal of implementing in your own classroom, we encourage you to be creative.
Remember to be positive. Believe in your students and know that you are building the future to give our students a strong foundation.
I am Ashley Morris. I serve as an academic coach here at Lindley Middle School, located in Mableton, Georgia. We serve 1,200 students, 2 grade levels, 7th and 8th grade. We're roughly 60% African American, 30% Hispanic, a very small population of Caucasian and Asian students. The class that you are viewing are an eager and enthusiastic group of 7th graders. Half of them are currently ESOL monitored students. Their Lexile ranges are anywhere from about a 200 to 1,100 Lexile. We opened with a quick data analysis where students were given brief research that discussed leadership traits and the percentages of people that responded and how they felt about women versus male leaders. The students had a very short prompt where they discussed whether this information supported or refuted their thinking, and then they were to write about it. A very strong opening that standards-based kind of sets the tone for the lesson and reminds the students of what possible learning outcomes for the lesson will be. Good morning. Good morning. We are going to begin with our opening. If you'll grab your collection of data for me. The data we've collected the past 2 days. At the front, you should have this small little handout. I pulled some research from us from the Pew Research Center regarding leadership traits, okay? Let's take a look at this together. Which leadership traits are outlined? What's the first one? Honest. Who are they comparing here? Men and women, right? And that's been the theme of our lesson. Who's better equipped to run the world? Men versus women. Some of you all have decided that both are better equipped, and that's perfectly fine. Will you hold up your leadership symbols for me and show me what you've committed to for the lesson today? All right, and look around and see what your classmates have. Keep them up. I see quite a few females, couple males. See both, which is always great. All right, let's put those down. What you're going to do is you're going to go through this and analyze the bar graphs, okay? So what percentage of people said that women are honest? 50. What about men? 20. Let's jump down to decisive. What percentage of people said men are decisive? 44. Women? 33. What's that word decisive mean again? We discussed that. Flip to your purple handout from day 1. Angie? What does decisive mean? What does it mean to be decisive?
It means a person that takes over something.
Takes over something? Anyone want to add to that?
If you're in charge.
If you're in charge. Justin?
Put an argument
to put an argument to an end, so someone who takes charge. Very nice. Can I get someone to read for us our prompt for our opening?
Does the data presented support or refute your opinions about male versus female leadership? Explain, use evidence from our previous lessons to support your response.
Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna give you a couple minutes. You've got your openings from this week. You can draw a line under what you did yesterday and begin writing, or you can use an index card. It's up to you. I'm gonna give you about 4 minutes. If you need to talk to someone at your table about your response, you can. You're telling me, does the data here support how you feel about male versus female leadership, or does it refute it? What does that word refute mean again? Against it, to oppose your feelings, okay? Is there a right or wrong answer here? No. No, there's not, as long as you can provide me with evidence. Go ahead and get started. All right, we have about 3 minutes as a class, all right? And then we will share out. Would love to hear what you're thinking about what's presented. Again, you're looking at the data and you're saying, do I agree that 30% of women are decisive? Do I agree that this percentage of men are honest? That's all you're doing. You're telling me if you agree or disagree, if the data supports or refutes your thinking. All right, you've had some time to reflect on the information presented for our opening. Let's move into a collaborative sharing session, okay? You ready?
The data does support my opinion because it shows how many people think that females are better leaders. I agree that more females are compassionate because they won't go so hard on you. I also agree that more females are intelligent and honest. I think they're honest because to be a leader, you have to tell the truth and don't lie about anything. You have to be ambitious and ready for anything that comes your way.
Do we hear evidence from previous resources? Yes. Absolutely. Did she go on and elaborate and give her own ideas? Yes. Excellent job. All right, Tian, you ready?
I agree with the data because compassionate. I agree with the percentage of the leadership trait, compassionate 80%, because women are very caring and kind-hearted.
Excellent, Tian. Did we hear data from our handout from Tian? Yes. What 2 leadership traits did she mention? Compassionate. And honest? I thought I heard caring as well. I know that's one we've spoken about. Great job. We then moved into an activator, which was very engaging for the students. They were all on board. Some students had their own device, while others used a Nook that was provided to them in class. We Kahooted, and the students responded to 3 questions regarding the opening. So once again, I'm encouraging them to kind of begin to use the information that they're collecting. They use that data to support their collaborative discussions during the activator. All right, let's transition to our activator. We are going to Kahoot and discuss. Before we get started with Kahoot, I need someone to read our purpose for us.
To engage in a collaborative discussion that develops and challenges our current opinions and thoughts.
Now, we've talked about that. Why does Ms. Morris want us to challenge each other's thinking regarding this whole leadership thing? Why is that important for us? Go ahead.
Because people might have different opinions and you might want to change yours to whatever they say.
Okay. All right, for Kahoot, I need you to either take out your own device or there is a stack of Nooks at every table. Go ahead and grab those for me, and you know the website, Kahoot.it, and I'll get it set up for us with a game pen, okay? All right, what was most surprising to you about the data from our opening? You're using that data again. You've got 60 seconds to respond. Have a conversation if someone does not have a device at your table. Was it the information about the honesty, the data about the number of people who are ambitious, or creativity? Creative. What were your thoughts about that? Reference your purple sheet if you've forgotten what ambitious means. What was most surprising? I see several people have already voted. Let's see what the class said. 3 for honest, 7 for ambitious, and 4 for creative. Raise your hand if you said ambitious. All right, can I get someone to elaborate? And what were you thinking? Why was that most surprising to you? And what was most surprising to you about that data? Ambitious. All right, Alyssa, you want to tell us what was most surprising to you and why you selected ambitious?
Because ambitious means brave. It's kind of it was kind of shocking because most men are braver than women, so it was kind of like even.
The data was even. What was the percentages?
34 to 34.
So it was dead even, right? So that was surprising to you? Perfect. All right, are we ready for the next question? Number 2. What was shocking? What stood out to you? Was it the data about intelligence, hardworking, or decisiveness? I see some people talking about it. That's great. What was shocking to you? All right, let's see what the class is thinking. 3, 6, and 5, hardworking was a front runner. Raise your hand if you were most shocked about the data regarding hard workers. What was shocking to you about the hardworking data?
That women and men were tied, because I think women work harder than men, because I don't really see a lot of men, like working really hard. I mostly see women. I say that because like in businesses, like women are going crazy trying to find all these things, but men, they're kind of sit back to relax and stuff.
Perfect.
So that's why I think women are more hardworking.
Great evidence. Remember, when we move into our work session today, our writer's workshop, you'll be using the information that we had during our collaborative discussion and the data presented to support you during the writing work session. Go ahead and stack your nooks and put your devices away.